Hi guys, and welcome back to Mums and Melanin. My name is Takumbo.
I'm Iola.
I'm Debbie.
I'm Takoni.
And before we go any further, I'm going to need you to click that subscribe button, click the bell.
Mm-hmm.
Each and every week we've been giving you premium level content. Fresh off the press. So just click that button because you know you want to join our sisterhood, our Mums and Melanin
Join
crew.
us.
Thank you for your support so far.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about a juicy topic. We're talking about staying with your partner for the sake of the kids. Takoni, what are your thoughts?
Listen, this is what you hear from our aunties. Well, I'm Nigerian by background, and this is what you hear from the aunties, even from parents. Like, now, but you need to endure.
It's the air now.
It's air. You need to endure. You need to, what about the children? They'll suffer. But when you think about it, if the relationship is toxic and it's a bad relationship, that may have a worse effect on the children. So it's like, nah, it doesn't. No, I don't agree with it.
You know what? This one, it tears me because I'm big on how my kids feel. I think we've come to establish that. Like, I would 100% put my kids' feelings above mine, regardless of the situation. And sometimes I think if I feel like actually it's better for them, they'll be happier.
Happier with both parents.
Yeah. Like, I will swallow that and I'll do it. Like, honestly.
But if two people are looking to separate, there must be issues, isn't it?
Yeah.
And children pick up on these as well.
They do, but children also just want what they want, right? So, like, Isaiah's asked me, why doesn't Daddy live in the house? And what did I say to him? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be like, okay, well, we had issues, babe. Like, he's too young. He's too young.
Yeah.
And also, you don't need to know my business. Like, you're a child.
Yeah.
But you're a child and you want what you want. And I'm your mum and I should be giving you what you want to a certain extent. Like, but I just don't ever want to feel like I'm not doing the best I can to make sure I'm giving them everything they need as children to grow and to mature and to be well-rounded. That's my aim in life. If I don't raise well-rounded children, as a parent, I'm going to feel like I failed. And a part of that means that actually sometimes I'm going to have to sacrifice what I feel is best for me in order to give what's best for them. So if it's because Isaiah looks around and he sees his sisters, he sees his mum, and he doesn't see another male figure, then I'm in my head, okay, let me just swallow that pill and do what I need to do and close my eyes and just firm it for another 10 years, like at the detriment of my happiness or whatever. Do you know? But these are thoughts though. It sounds very sad, but these are thoughts, no? Like,
I hear you, but at the same time, children what they want, but they don't know what is also good for them too.
They don't.
And
you're right.
And I think having children grow up in a toxic, violent, for example, or abusive household where parents are arguing constantly or whatever, it's not nice. It affects them.
I was literally going to say it depends on how
bad it is. The reason why they're separated.
Because we can't put a blanket statement over it.
Yeah.
Because I what you've said is interesting because I get it to some degree. But obviously, if it's not too toxic, maybe you can both live in the house and not necessarily be together. But you're both still kind of, even though you are sacrificing a lot. Do you know what I mean?
A whole lot,
because you're putting your life on pause. And you said 10 years. That's a long stretch. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a long time.
But obviously, this is hypothetical. This is not,
Of course.
But
we're not doing no counselling here, guys. So we're just talking. But I do think it depends on how bad it is because, like Takoni said, there are instances that it's worse off for the child. The children end up damaged because they grew up in that day in, day out. Yeah. Your home is not a place that you go to like school and you come back from, you get a few hours. This is where you live. You wake up there, you go to sleep there, you eat there. You have your weekends where you have no escape, but this is home. And they hate being at home. That's when they're now looking for other things to stretch out their day and not come home. Yeah. It could be so damaging for children.
Now, I say that, like you said, it's all dependent on the situation itself. So, okay, like domestic violence, things like that, God forbid, like, it's fine. Everybody should go a different way. But if it's something that, like, maybe you're just not seeing eye to eye anymore, or the love you once had, the spark's kind of gone, like, there's nothing, because people break up for nothing, right? They just fall out of love, so to speak.
Yeah.
If it's nothing, but you have these children together, or you have a child together, you can be housemates.
But that's not staying in a relationship. That's being housemates.
But even being housemates is a lot.
It's a lot to do
I'm
with.
not gonna lie, though, I know someone who's our age who actually grew up with her parents being housemates, and it genuinely worked for them. So much so that the dad even had like a, they converted a shed to a little,
like a den,
bedsit kind of something, something like that. And both influences were in the house. When it came to dealing with the children, they were both very much involved. And the children love it because they have a relationship with both parents, and they're both very visible. But the parents have their own space per se because there's a den or a little conversion manpad.
But the parents couldn't move on because you can't have a partner.
That's where the issue is. So I suppose it now becomes, do you actually want to move on? Because obviously different cultures, people are different. And some people never really move on. They'll just be like, it's done, but I'm not moving on. I'm just moving on with my life, but not with someone else. Do you know what I mean? So I suppose it depends on what you now want out of it. If you feel like, do you know what, I still want to be able to find love and move on with my life, then obviously that setup isn't going to work. But it's just funny because when you hear it, it sounds a bit like co-parenting and living as housemates, but I have actually seen it, and I'm sure it's very rare, and it works.
I think I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think so. I guess for me, like in that moment, the children are happy. But I think it's so important for me anyway, for kids to see their parents happy. Because I think that's what they're going to remember when they get older. Like fair enough, you've got great memories or family memories, but those things matter too. And I think back to like my childhood, like my mum and dad, mum got pregnant with me. Mum and dad, they were seeing each other. I guess there was a bit of something there. But shortly after, she realised, this isn't for me. And when she told me that, like when I was, I think, a teenager, I respected her so much because you didn't force it. Do you understand? You found your own happiness. She found my stepdad. She lived her own life and she was with him until she passed. I just feel like, and I feel like those kind of influences shaped me as a woman. Do you understand? But actually, if it's not working, I'm not going to kill myself to force it. My mum didn't. Why the heck should I? Do you understand?
But I think what we need to remember is that especially married couples will always try because of the children anyway. I feel like that's the initial kind of the initial push, especially when there's kids involved. But I think after that, it's just so much more complex.
I think when you're married as well, it's like, we've signed this paperwork now, we're a bit like, we've got enough.
Sign on the dotted line.
Let's give it its best shot in it. Like, at least we'll try it if it doesn't work. But I think if you're not married and it's not working, I just like, I don't know, like, for me, like, it's so, as I said, I'm an adult now, isn't it? So when I look back, I said, like, it's influenced me in a way where I could never. Because I saw somebody not. And it was the best thing. It worked. Exactly. Do you understand? Like, why?
But I think back to what you were saying, just off the back of what you're saying, with the children, you kind of wanted to make them happy because there's also children that the parents, the best thing for them to do is part, maybe in your mum's for example, where they were never together, but the children want them together. And it's like, that is again toxic for everybody because now the children are not.
Separations have a big impact on children.
The children want them separated, but the parents are trying to stay together. Have you ever come across circumstances where the children are just like, I don't want to live like this. Like, if I'll probably be happier with both of you happy. But because you believe we should stay together for the happiness of the home,
but again,
you're forcing it.
The environment in itself, like if you're arguing every single day, if you look at each other, somebody breathes to you like, why are you breathing so loud? And you're arguing. That one, everybody should run for the hills, as my friend Tokumbo says. You should run for the hills and don't look back. But if it's just a case of, you know what, like there's not a spark there, so we can be around each other, we can do we can have conversation, then should we?
But imagine how like Christmas Day is.
And how do you move on? How do you move on?
I was going to ask, you're the ones that you said that the children wish they weren't together. They're adults now, isn't it?
It sounds very mature.
That's when you realise actually
you lot are punishing yourselves.
Parted ways 20 years ago, but they did it for me, not knowing that actually it was better than So as a child, obviously you're looking at it from one point of view. You just want, do you understand? But as an adult, you start realising
when you were like, you're doing it for your children. Sometimes children only know so much. Do you know what I mean? Like you were saying.
But then they know more than we give them credit for. So sometimes, as much as we think that they don't really know, man, it's fine. Yeah, don't worry, when you get older, you understand. Actually, maybe they understand now. Actually, maybe they were listening when you were having that conversation in the kitchen and you feel being quiet. But they're good at disguising what they're really doing. Do you understand?
They know the here and now. But they don't know the repercussions. They don't know
So the understanding is still very limited. Yes. But it's there's an understanding there.
Yeah, but you
Do know what
can't.
I
If you
mean?
make a decision on limited understanding, it may be a very terrible decision because it is limited understanding. You're not looking at the whole picture.
Yeah,
You can't see
you're
it.
right. You're right. I do agree with that. I guess the point I have, I'm not for, I'm not against. I'm very much on the fence about it. Like, I can see why people would stay in a relationship for their children if they feel it's the best thing for their family. And I can see why people will separate because that may be the best thing for their family. Depending on a situation, I could either do one or the other. Do you know what I mean? I may try one until it cannot be anymore and go to the other. Like, you know, like, I don't know. But
like, it reminds me, of another person. She was like a beautician person, and they came from like a particular culture or their family makeup really. He was the breadwinner. No, she brought in money, but all the money went to his account. I don't think she had like. I don't think she had, you know, the legal things in place to be able to get an account, etc., etc. So she was working and stuff like that, but it went to his account. They kept everything from him. You know, then the house was in his name because he was the only one who could get it in his name, etc. So the child is going to private school. She does like private tuition, piano tuitions and all of this, and she lives a very, very nice life. You know, she goes to a lovely private school. She's amazing on the keys. Now the mum knew that if she left and took her daughter, she's stripping her daughter of everything, and her daughter absolutely loves this life. You can just see the way when she's playing. I'm even like, where's the theatre? She's amazing. Like, you can hear it and you just think, who is that? That's your daughter. Do you know what I mean? So I suppose for her, sadly they've actually parted now, and she left her child with her dad. And she breaks her heart every day. But she keeps saying that if she didn't, she's stripping her child of everything that her child loves because she cannot afford. She can't maintain the life her child has been growing up having.
Who was working? Was she not the one bringing in the money?
She was bringing in the money.
But
he was working, but she was bringing in much more. But she can't. She can't. She's working, but you know, like if you do like threading. That's what she's doing. Eyebrow threading, beautician, like facials, stuff like that. She was raking it in. She was doing it from the house. The house was in her husband's name, etc. So obviously, because sometimes people's situations aren't so that they can get an account and do you know what I mean, do all of the, you know, the official things, if you like. Do you know what I mean? So that's how her makeup was. And every day it breaks her heart, but for me, I just see the sacrifice that she made for her child. And I feel like for a long time she wanted to go, but she was always scared of, but my child, I don't want my child to miss out. In the end, somehow, you know, it all fell apart. It's actually very sad how it fell apart because the guy just found another woman and moved on with his life.
Just like
sadly. But she let her daughter go because she felt like, if you're with me, it's so heartbreaking. If you're with me, I can't give you what you're used to, what you're in love with, and I can't like build your skills. I can't send you to these private schools to do all these things. So basically she put her child first. For so long till the dad put himself first and still took the child anyway. It's so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking, and this makes me wonder, I don't know if she would have preferred to just leave in the first place. At least she would have gathered some small coin from your threading. Do you know what I mean? Than to try and stretch it to the point where they left you anyways. Obviously that's a whole nother kettle of fish in itself. That's a whole nother problem. But, you know, I can see the sacrifice she made for her child in that instance, and I wonder, I believe maybe her child will thank her in future for because one day your child's going to ask, where's my mum, innit? Like, they're going to ask questions. Children ask questions. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't really have much access, but hopefully one day she will.
That's she's a lot, you know.
So it's if like, they take her there or not. She's not like, at the time anyway, she wasn't like in college or anything like that where she can really move around. Do you know what I mean? She was being dropped to school and dropped back. Very kind of caged, if you like, but I mean, good life, but quite, you know, well looked after, taken. So you could just imagine, but for her, that sacrifice that she made, it's beautiful for the child, but it's heartbreaking. Even to hear it and it's not me, it's like, it just breaks your heart. Do you know what I mean? So it just makes me feel like there are sacrifices.
Sorry, babe.
No, it's fine.
And you don't really know the impact that has on that child. Like right now.
Yeah.
You might say, it's good for that child, but...
Now, she'll probably be in college.
And a female child, growing up without her mother and her, like, come on. It's a lot.
I don't know.
It's a lot. I think regardless of whether...
until the dad shares a story with the daughter, you know, everything depends on what they're telling you, isn't it? You just don't know.
You don't know his side.
You don't know. So it can be a lot, but I respect her. Would I do it? I don't know, because I don't think there's a right or wrong in that. It's so tricky.
I'm taking my child up and we'll firm it together. I can't. I promise you I can't. I really can't.
And your one and only daughter.
But she lives in a room.
I understand. I understand.
You know, like,
If we're sleeping on a
Imagine
mattress,
the
we're sleeping on a mattress
difference.
together. I know, but I promise you,
You'll be okay.
it will, I can't even
work
formulate
out.
the words. It'll motivate me to work that much harder to regain, and the appreciation for it after you know that you've lost it and got it back again will be different. Like that child that
sees their mum work hard.
She'll see her mum in a different light.
Yeah.
She'll view life in a different way. She'll understand the importance of working hard, and she'll like when they know the value of something because she's had and she's lost, and now do you know what I mean?
I agree, but I do
There's
think
different
we're kind of
lessons that
talking a
come
bit
with
fairy tale. If you've got no passport, if you've got no
child through that.
Yeah, you've got nothing. She goes to a private school. There's a life that she knows.
I know, but
remember,
because
because we didn't go to private school, you may not be able to identify with this life, but there's a life that she knows. There's a structure that she knows. There's accessibility she's familiar with. Some children, because it kind of depends on the kid. Some kids will be like, "Oh, my mum's a grafter. I'm going to look after her when she's older because she's done all of this for me." Some kids will just be like, "Why have you put me in this box? I can't even go out without a robe to the bathroom." You know, like and they'll be vocal about it, and every day it's breaking your heart, and you just slap them by mistake.
By mistake.
It's true. But you know what I mean? Like, you can just imagine. Because the mum is carrying so much emotion, so much baggage, so much pain. And you're just like, I would have been doing my piano lessons, Clara down the road. Do you know what I mean? It can be a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why I just don't think there's a right or wrong. You can't put right or wrong on these things.
You're right.
They're so tricky.
And to be fair, I was going to say earlier that whether, I don't know, a couple divorces, like separates or stays together for the children, always there'll be some sort of something felt by the kids.
Yes.
And there'll always be, I don't know, some sort of kind of like it acting out in their behaviour or characters. You see kids that, parents split up and the kids start becoming naughty at school, or, you know what I mean? And same thing with if parents are arguing in the house. Kids start acting up. So I don't know. It affects children regardless.
And I think it's not even acting up only, because some children won't act up, but they have a very warped view of relationships. They have a warped view of how their friends, their boyfriends should treat them, their girlfriends should treat them. So it's like
that's so important,
some of the effects that it has on them is so long lasting because it's so much more discreet than acting out in school.
And even
so you don't pick up on it. Do you know what I mean? Early or ever.
An example you explain about parents being together in the house and then dad's sleeping on the sofa, for example, or in the den, and then mum's sleeping. It's not really like the norm.
It's not.
And what does that child grow up thinking is normal then?
Yeah.
When I marry, am I going to sleep separate to my husband? Or
Funny enough,
it becomes a choice, I suppose,
one
isn't it? Like,
podcaster, he's like, when he gets married, he expects that him and his wife will sleep in separate rooms.
some people are like that,
yeah.
Some people actually do that. They don't have no issues, but they just.
But
believe
they do
it's
that.
more
They do that in
peaceful
Nigeria,
household.
no?
In Nigeria,
Yeah, especially when you got money. When you got money.
People with money, they do the whole separate room things, and I wonder if it's. I don't quite get it. I think personal space. Some people just believe that they can last longer with their personal space.
I like my own bathroom, my own wardrobe. I want us to share a bed.
But it has to be a really big bed, like a king size. Just give me space. Like, let me roll
I
over
like to
twice
stretch
before
my
I
leg.
touch
I
you.
like to get on the cool side of the bed.
Is Queen bigger than King?
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Queen is the Niger.
Queen.
Oh,
No, Super King.
Super King is bigger than King.
Yeah.
Is Queen smaller then?
I thought King was smaller.
Super King, then Queen, no?
Yeah, that's what I
Surely.
thought.
Super
It makes
King,
sense.
Queen, Queen.
Super.
No,
I thought
Super
it went down.
King.
Yeah.
I think so.
Who knows? Anyways, to be honest, I quite like space and I like to move around, so I like to be able to have that space to move around.
So you're happy to sleep in the bed by yourself?
Absolutely not. But I mean, I need to be
like to
space.
think of it.
It's just weird.
Yeah. I need to roll over and feel you eventually.
Yeah.
You want to get
I
down.
feel like I wake up because you're not there.
But
Like,
what
How you said it is like
You're summoning me to your
do-
quarters.
like, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Yeah,
I can sleep
innit?
in the same bed. But when I'm ready to actually sleep, I'm going to my room. Like,
What?
no, but it's just
How?
some people are so big on their space. It's actually a thing.
Yeah.
Some people are so big on their own personal space that it's like, and they
Well,
think
they
it's
have
more
two
healthy
single
for
beds.
them. Because, like you say, when we're done chilling and having a laugh, I'm going back to my own space. That's their space. But this is where it's bad, is when they argue or you have an issue, you kind of allow it to develop so much more because you just lock yourself in your room and you cut yourself off from the situation. But it's very much a situation.
I know, but when people argue, sometimes the man goes and sleeps on the sofa. I'm not coming to bed and all that stuff. It happens.
Yeah, I'm not for that.
I know. It happens.
I just feel like, should be, they said to death to be part. Yeah, should be.
Yeah, be coming. Everybody
coming.
coming.
You make it work. There's no room. If you're not room, I'm going to Harrods. Let me get
But also following on from I guess partners staying together for the kids. What about partners staying together for financial reasons? I follow some finance Instagram pages and it's a big thing. Like a lot of women,
Yeah,
they
the money's
want to
tied
leave,
up.
but they
like, how am I
can't
gonna pay for
financially.
everything?
You can't leave, so now you're stuck.
Like that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You're stuck. You're
That
stuck
is so
there.
sad.
They hold the key to your financial freedom.
But I feel it depends on the person, because if you're someone that you imagine feeling stuck, knowing that it's not like you're not like in a contract and you know it ends in 3 months. This is a lifelong stuck. Like I don't know when the door will open for me.
Oh, mate.
You have to start finding a job.
You have to
Find a second job. You have to find some way. Obviously, it's easier said than done. But if it's toxic and you feel like, because this is your living space, like I say, your home. Do you know what I mean? It's not when you come back to your space to relax. You can't be in the space and you're just always uptight and just feeling like I hate this space. You're gonna resent everything. You're gonna be irritated all the time. Your children are gonna feel the brunt of that irritation every day, because every day you're annoyed. Do you know what I mean? Like, as soon as dad walks in or mum walks in, you're kissing your teeth, your vibe has just changed. And again, you can just imagine days like Christmas. Children that really like family days like Christmas and all the rest of it. Imagine how the impact of a day like that. Like, I don't know if you've seen movies where parents are just like, they're quiet, they're
not talking.
Someone cut the tense. Again, it has an impact on the children. It's not great for the parents. But again, if it's obviously a financial thing, I just think you have to find some type of means or some type of money.
Plan
Yeah, you need a exit plan. Get out plan.
I feel like that's even probably the only thing that will keep you sane. Because at least you know, okay, if I do this for a year, but not knowing when this will end, you know? I don't know.
It's tricky. It's so tricky. Well, guys, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm just laughing.
What are your thoughts? Do you think that parents should stick it out, I guess, try for the kids? Do you think that they should live their own lives apart? What are your experiences? What are your thoughts? We'd love to hear. Please comment down below. Follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys. Bye.